May is a special month in Indianapolis. The Speedway is open, and the Pacers are in the playoffs. Market Square Arena jam-packed today for the fifth and deciding game between the Atlanta Hawks and the Indiana Pacers. And there is electricity here for sure because it will be Miller time. Reggie Miller will start just a few moments ago. This was his first appearance before the fans. The officials, Jess Kersey, Dick Pavetta, Bob Delaney. Game 5, Atlanta and Indiana. Reggie Miller wearing the protective goggles for today's game. Leitner against Dale Davis, and Leitner controls the tap.
But he's got to stay in the ball game. Can't have those kind of fouls.
Smits against Leitner. The left-hand hook of beauty. Rick Smits with the first bucket of the game. They haven't scored a lot of points, but their defense has been what has carried them to a 2-2 tie. Miller's first shot finds the mark.
He has gotten the worst of it because Rick Smits is leading with the elbows right around the head, neck, shoulder area.
Double team of Smits, who kicks it back out. You see the shooting. And a follow shot by Davis as he slams it home. Dale Davis.
They have won comfortably, working against the clock again, which is at 5.
Leitner passed up the jump shot. Augman with a dish and a slam by Grant Long. Augman the assist, Long the first Atlanta bucket. Smith has been red hot for Atlanta, averaging 24 points. Taken away by Miller. Jackson to Davis. Blaylock leads the Atlanta break. Numbers for the Hawks. Smith spotted at the three-point line and gets it. First bucket for Steve Smith. And Atlanta closes the gap to 3.
Smith and Miller having a little to say to each other as they go up and down the floor, and both realizing that they got to strike big for their teams in order for them to have success this afternoon.
Double team of Smits. Passes out of it to McKee for 3. Kick through. Straight up in the air and back down. First bucket for Derek McKee. Long. No shot.
In every possession so far, the Hawks have been working against the clock. Nice tip in by Christian Leitner.
Beautiful soft tip by Christian Leitner. His first basket. It's a 4-point Indiana lead.
When Indiana's working well, if ball goes inside the Smith, comes back out on the perimeter to Miller or any of the Indiana Pacers, and that's when they're really cooking at the offensive end.
Augman doubled down off McKee, who burns him with a 3. Second three-pointer for Derek McKee, who hasn't missed from the arc.
There's another player that's more comfortable with Reggie back because he doesn't have to be anything but Derek McKee, which is a guy that does a lot of little things very well, but doesn't have to really focus on being an offensive threat.
Shot clock at 2. Long got it away. And a follow by Augman, who jams it home.
That tells us that second opportunities are going to be huge for the Atlanta Hawks. They have not been able to get the first strike on almost every possession, but they've been able to hustle for second opportunity.
Jackson for 3. Pierce replacing Miller as Blaylock hits a 3. Now all 5 Atlanta starters have scored. 17-12.
Elo's in the game along with Ricky Pierce. These guys are both capable of making big offensive contributions in short periods of time. Elo has struggled in this series. You can see three-point shooting by the Indiana Pacers. Slight edge.
Schmitz collides, rolled over Blaylock. And the ball came right back to Dale Davis. Pierce.
Dale Davis guarding him. He wanted a chance to get to the basket, but there was no room to work. Augman.
Nice move. Stacey Augman's 4th point. The lead cut to 5.
Atlanta wants to withstand the emotional charge that it Reggie Miller has brought them good rejection by Grant Long, and if they can do that, stay within contact 5 to 7 points early, they think they can get into the game.
Elo for three. Put back and slammed home by Grant Long. So Long makes the play defensively with a block, and then a putback on the offensive end, and that's what Lenny Wilkins told us.
Craig Elo, but at the other end of the floor, it has been second opportunities that have made the difference. They definitely don't want Smits to get another foul. Mookie Blaylock.
Well, he felt it all the way. He was flipping his wrist down good as the ball was arcing toward the basket.
Travis Best had a huge impact in Game 4. When nobody else could score, he found a way to score.
As easy as that, Travis steps inside the arc and nails his first shot. Blaylock, with 2 seconds left, just misses, and the putback, good by Sean Rooks. Offensive rebounding, keeping Atlanta in the game in this first quarter.
But they've had enough courage and energy to stay after it. First time the Indiana Pacers working against the clock.
Rick Smith fumbled the pass, got control, and hooked it through his 4th point. There's the entry pass. Stacey Augmon spinning on Miller. The fall away is good. Augmon has 6 points, the leading Hawk scorer.
They need to get his offense reignited. Alan Henderson, you see, he's a very nervous player, gets bailed out.
That'll count. He just flipped it up there with the left hand as he was being held. It rattled around and went through. What a play for the Indy native, Alan Henderson.
This is real nervous effort by Henderson. He can't get control of the ball, and at the end, just flips it up.
Here's Miller against Augmon. Went right around him and rolled it in. Reggie Miller. Leitner off a nice pass from Henderson. Henderson spotted Leitner wide open underneath and got him the ball. Dale Davis rips it down. Smits. Seven points for Rick Smith. Jordan finally gets control. Smith for three. That quiets the Market Square crowd momentarily.
Hawks a chance to get closer, possibly even tie the game up with a three-point play.
And with Reggie Miller on the bench. Leitner hits it. Half dozen for Christian Leitner. Cuts the lead to 1. Smith in traffic. Pitched it out to Blaylock for 3. Mookie Blaylock with 8 points in the game. Leitner playing with 3 fouls. Schmitz came up short. He's batted right back to him and short again. Right at the rim. Augmon laid it in and no. Traveling call. No basket.
So Smits is short, and watch Derek McKee catch one right up. Wasn't that Christian Leitner?
The elbow man. And then Augmon with a walk.
And that's been their storyline so far in this ball game, offensive rebounding.
Augmon, pretty shot over Derek McKee.
Trying to go to Smits.
Hit the side of the board, got it back, and finally is able to get it down.
But they've got the crowd back in the ball game looking for a big defensive stand from Smits and the Pacers.
Leitner made the jump stop and drew the foul. He'll have a chance for a three-point play. Big one by Christian Leitner.
For the Pacers to win this ball game, they've got to reestablish a two-man game between Miller and Smits. They don't. Reggie goes on his own.
Blows right around Steve Smith, who's playing with 3 fouls, and reversed it through 11 for Reggie. Leitner called for it. Turnaround, rims out. Smith taps it in. Another offensive board for Atlanta. Travis Best leads the Indiana break. Hawks get back on defense. Now Workman. Long-range shot is good for Haywood Workman. Playing it to the crowd a little bit.
Consistently this afternoon, Steve Smith and the Hawks have been able to do it.
Smith with the steal, as you saw in the third quarter shooting. Kept alive. Blaylock saves. And Rooks has it for Atlanta. Blaylock for three. Big bucket. Hustle play by Mookie Blaylock, who knocks down his 14th point. Reggie Miller made a tough catch. And pretty shot by Reggie Miller. Made the ball fake on Elo and got it down. Blaylock's penetration and bucket.
Indiana has a chance for a shot. The 3 to go, and they get a foul by Bullard against Dwayne Farrell.
Knocked away by Workman as the third quarter comes to an end. Brooks. Bullard for three. Big hoop, Matt Bullard. Here come the Pacers. Schmitz from 17 feet. Pacers close within 2. Crowd stands. Indiana in the midst of a 7-0 run. Blaylock wide open for three. He's been deadly from the arc today.
He makes that shot. He's going to make sure they don't have another 7 minutes in which they don't score.
Miller off a screen. Reggie Miller now with 18 points. Battling on the boards. Pulled down that key rebound. And here's Reggie Miller. Hammered. And then an elbow to Henderson. That is a technical foul. And Reggie Miller let his emotions get the best of him there.
Well, he got whacked across the eye. His goggles went off, and he responded saying, you know, the one thing I don't want to do is get hurt, and he felt that that was unnecessary. Remember the last time we were here? His emotions got tossed out of the game against San Antonio when he disagreed with the officials. Strong drive, you got to know you're going to get hit. He gets smacked right across the head and gives a shot. You can't blame him. He's fearful of another injury. Glasses either are not clear, and he wants Mark Jackson to wipe them off. That's what it is. They got fogged up. I don't need glasses to shoot, though. So clean me up, Mark, and then I can use them at the other end of the floor.
See, he's going to put him back in for this second free throw. Put him back on. He can shoot him blindfolded, I would imagine. Well, the Pacers, if they're going to win, will rely on their stars. Smith scores the first 4 points of this quarter, and Miller the last 6, though he misses that free throw.
Yes. Reggie Miller during the timeout getting a little extra help with an oxygen mask.
I could use a shot of that myself. It's been Miller and Smith exclusively here in the fourth quarter.
Well, they are their leading scorers, and they are their most consistent players under pressure. Miller gets both of these. 8 1/4 for Reggie Miller. Down by 2.
6 minutes left. Bullard for three. Oh, big basket.
And he gives Miller and the Pacers a chance to tie it up or go ahead with this possession. Trying to go to Antonio Davis.
For three. Miller gives the Pacers a lead. One of the great clutch playoff performances in NBA history. That three gave Indiana a momentary lead.
Shot clock under 10, now at 8.
Blaylock against Jackson, blew right by him and laid it in. Mookie Blaylock has had a big game now, 23 points.
Crowd is saying 2.
What a performance by Reggie today, coming off the broken eye socket. Out since April 13th. Playing in Game 5 and trying to pull it out for Indiana. This would be his 29th point. And he makes it a 2-point game.
Here in the final period of play, first thing, they got to get the ball in. Jackson trying to keep Blaylock off of him.
Miller can't get off the screen. Jackson's in trouble. Here's Reggie Miller. Finally gets free. Forced it up. No good. And the game is over. And Atlanta, with an upset victory, has won Game 5 in Market Square Arena. A gutty performance by the Atlanta Hawks, fighting off the Indiana emotion with the return of Reggie Miller and holding on down the stretch to win this opening round series with 2 victories in Indianapolis.
Just a moment of hesitation by Miller. Bullard got his jersey, should have been trying to go all the way. He tried to squeeze in, lost control of the ball, still almost had a chance. He knew that that one wasn't going to get there, and the victor, Lenny Wilkins.